Hi guys, welcome to the short video tutorial about how to remove or replace the car battery of the Ford Focus SE 2018. We have done this just 2 days ago and we have been expecting huge problems. At least this is what they have been telling us, and we have been scared a little bit, and at the end it worked really good, much easier than expected. So I wanted to share this experience with you, show you all the things which you have to buy, the things which you have to use, the things which you have to avoid to save a lot of time and frustration. Unfortunately, I don't have a live video here because I didn't expect it to be so easy. I've been expecting many hours of difficult work, but at the end it was just a 45 minutes job, super easy. So I think it should be still possible to show and explain you everything only with this one picture here. So with most cars you can just go to like Advanced Auto Parts or O'Reilly's or so, and then you ask for a battery replacement, and usually they are selling you the battery and they are also installing it for free. But with the Ford Focus it's a problem and they are not doing that. We have been at a couple of these part sellers and all rejected to do that. Then we checked some videos and found it should be possible. The warning which these shops gave us were two things. One guy was saying that we have to remove some wipers, like wiper motor or so. I mean, here you can see the battery. It's in the on the left side, of course, all the way back here, just underneath the wipers. But you don't have to remove the wipers. Don't be worried. You can grab the battery. You don't have to remove anything else. I've seen also other videos where they have been removing a lot of parts. You don't have to remove anything. So that's the good thing. You don't have to remove air filters or this thing. You can replace the battery without removing anything else. But I highly recommend to do it with two persons because it can be a little bit difficult to grab the battery. But overall it took us just 45 minutes and we are not very experienced. It's just our second battery in any car which we replaced, so it should be doable within even much shorter time for an experienced person. The other warning which we got was that you have to reset the computer of your car after replacing the battery. Of course, there are some equipment which you can apply to the cigarette lighter adapter, and then you have all this power, but then you have to be careful with the contacts here all the time. So we didn't do that, and I can already tell you that it was absolutely no problem. Of course it was reset, but the reset was just affecting very few things, like the fuel consumption, but most of the things were still there, and also all the presets of the car radio, and the car was running absolutely like normal. All the electric windows were working like normal. There was absolutely nothing to feel. It's just like an electronic reset, of course, of the automatic shifting. So the shifting has to learn from scratch how you are driving, but it's absolutely no problem. You probably won't even feel a difference, and after some time it will be exactly the same. So don't have to be worried about the reprogramming. Also don't be worried about removing anything else, so you really don't have to do that. As far as I know, you have to remove the positive thing first here, the positive connector which is in red here. Just untighten this screw here a little bit. You don't have to totally remove it, just untighten it a little bit, and then you can move this thing left right and lift it up at the same time, and then you can put it to the side. Just make sure that it doesn't get in contact with the negative pole, but it's almost impossible that something happens with that. Then you have to remove this bracket here. It has two screws, one on this side and one on this side. The problem is just a little bit that the screws here or the bolts are a little bit long. So it's a huge advantage when you have a ratchet like that. With a normal tool it can be a little bit difficult. What also can be super helpful is when you have such a hex shank and not a short one but a long one. This is really important. When you have a short one it won't really fit because the bolts are really long, and then the screw is down. Here you can see that. So the whole distance is at least 1 inch or maybe even a little bit more. Unfortunately, I have only a picture here from another model of the Ford Focus. It's not the 2018, so here it's much better accessible. With the 2018 SE, it's a little bit more difficult to untighten the nut. But this is almost already the biggest challenge here, to untighten this screw. Just make sure that you don't lose them, remove the nuts fully, and then remove this bracket here, this black bracket here. And then of course you have to remove the negative connector in the back of the battery. It looks a little bit similar to this one. It has also this screw. You have to untighten this screw and then move the whole connector a little bit left, right, and lift it up at the same time. And the whole thing here will come off. That's important because it has two wires actually here. I mean, we have this part here which is just a connection to the body of the car, and then there's this cable here which goes down here, and I don't know where it goes, probably to some part of the electronics. But you don't have to be worried, the whole thing is one connection here, it's all in one part. Then you can remove the whole part here, both of the cables here, to the right side. Just put them here on the right side where they are safe. And after that you can remove the battery. If you're still on the original battery, it's a huge advantage because on the front, when you look down here a little bit, there is some kind almost like a handle, something like that. And then you can use a screwdriver. You just put it in the back of this handle and then you can pull it with both hands, or use some gloves with a good grip. Then you should be able to grab the battery, because the battery is not super heavy, it's rather a smaller battery. You just lift it up here at the front, of course, because this is super tight here, space here in between, the space here is super tight. So at the front here you have to lift up the battery, of course, then it's leaning, and make sure that maybe somebody is grabbing this part here. This is just like the plastic here, and lift it up here a little bit, just maybe half an inch or so, and then the gap here in between is large enough so you can remove the battery and then add the new battery in the same way. Of course, make sure before you connect these contacts here that you clean the whole thing here on this bracket. Clean this connector here, and inside here on this pole, on these battery connectors, apply a little bit of some anti-corrosion lubricant. You can buy them when you buy the battery. Make sure that you also buy some little bit of this anti-corrosion lubricant. You can get them in a small size just for one-time usage for around $2 or so, but of course you can also buy a large can full of it for $10, but it's not needed. Of course you have to do this here and also here in the back. And first, I think, as far as I know, we have to connect the red, means the plus, and then second thing the minus here in the back. Secure the screws and then jump into your car and try and see if it starts, and then only after that put this bracket and the screws here back. This is what I would recommend. So I would say it's a pretty easy thing, and if you have just a little bit of experience doing some do-it-yourself stuff, then you can probably save a lot of money compared to going to the Ford dealer and spend $500 on that. You can get the battery easily for $200 with everything, and it just needs about 30 minutes or so. So I would say that's it from my side. Unfortunately, again, no live video on the thing, but I still hope I've been able to help you a little bit with this video. If you have any questions or comments, especially after you have been doing the job, would be also really interesting to learn what you think about that. And if you like the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching. See you next time.